Okay, this is the Angel Hub for Friday, Saturday and Sunday, the 8th, 9th and 10th of February. And I'm just going to start with the colour cards. I'm having a day that's almost comical, but I'm not going to share it. I just want to say to you, okay, anyone out there who is manifesting something, this might or might not be helpful. Just see how it feels. Okay, so I've had a couple of experiences recently where there have been people around who have wanted to get my attention for some reason, and on one occasion I even missed an appointment to actually speak to one of those people because they were pulling on my energy so hard that I was actually too exhausted, so exhausted. I was preoccupied with releasing cords and kind of sending energy back to the light and bringing my own energy back around me. And so it was counterproductive that they were actually projecting so much energy. So because I was already going to see them, but then I ended up not seeing them. So I just wondered recently, is that something that we do with the things that we're trying to manifest? Is that what's meant when it's said that, if we put too much energy out there towards a thing or a place or a situation or a possibility, that we can actually end up pushing it away? Because that energy, it's showing a lack of faith for one thing, but it can be quite violent. Wanting something so desperately can be a kind of attack against that very thing. So just, trying to get away from theories. I'm always trying to get away from theories, because being so thick in the experience energetically, as so many of us are now, we know that it's not about talk, it's not about, what we think, how we think it might work. Quite often we're actually experiencing it. So I wonder what it would feel like to just really let go of all of the things that we want and really come into our hearts and really be in a dynamic space of trust, of knowing we've created it, of knowing that we're working towards it in a practical, tangible way. We might be working very hard in the material world to actually make it happen, but even while we're doing that, we need to keep a sense of softness, a sense of allowing, a sense of letting go. That saying, if you love something, let it go. If it's yours, it will be yours. It will come to you. It's there. It's created. Let go. Let's just be very aware today of releasing and surrendering all the things that we're hoping for. So I just thought I'd share that, and I don't know how relevant it's going to be for you, but let's pick a card as well. Okay, learn to scan your body. Right, okay, so that's really interesting, because just talking about that whole sense of what's going on energetically, what we're putting out, what we're taking in. It's a good day on Friday to just get a clear idea of, where am I holding resistance? Where am I putting too much energy? Where am I saying that I want to create something but actually not allowing myself to experience the joyful energy of that creation? Where am I actually putting kind of a block around it? So, the more we become sensitive to energy and able to see energy and feel it, the more we become aware that sometimes what we think we're doing is not actually what we're doing at all. Sometimes what we're doing is counterproductive to what we want to be achieving. So learning to scan your body is a great way of quickly being able to see what energy you've picked up that isn't yours, that you need to release. What energy you need to brighten within yourself in order to boost your manifesting power, where you're out of your body and you need to bring your presence back into your body, because that's where creation happens, when you're really, really present. And and anything else that you need to do that's there between you and what you're currently manifesting. So how can we keep our energy bright and joyful and in a state of belief and optimistic expectation, is the phrase that I'm hearing. So connect to your deepest inner knowing for Saturday. So that's another great one. So if we do this clearing, we learn to scan our bodies and we do this clearing, it should essentially lead us to a greater sense of our inner knowing. Because if we're going around with lots of energies coming from the external world, coming from, intentionally or unintentionally, coming from other people, even from advertising on billboards, the expectations of society, the person we just spoke to in the market who was depressed, or, you know, the person on the bus who just had a fight with their partner or whatever. We're carrying a lot of energy around, and one of the things we need to learn to do is not only to scan our bodies, but then to release it, and then to also know that this is something that we can learn how to do so that we get to a point where it happens quite dynamically, so it happens quite quickly, so that we're constantly resolving to get back in touch with as much of our own personal essence as we possibly can. And so these two cards work really well together, because on the one hand we're learning to develop awareness of what isn't us, so that we can come into a greater awareness of what is us. So when we get rid of all of those clouds and all of those veils and all of those unrealities, we become more able to see what's actually there within us. I love this flower, and I love that colour. That's absolutely gorgeous. So that's Friday, that's Saturday. So Saturday, really indulge in that space of inner knowing. And I just feel like I want to pick another colour card today. If it's not a complete message, I might pick something else as well. But let's see what we've got for Sunday. Where is this leading us, this connecting to our inner knowing? Where will it take us? To awakening our passions, of course. So this is another theme for this week, to really, really get clear about what we're really passionate about, what really excites us, that electrical energy again that's still here from the sun being in Aquarius. What is it that lights us up? What is it that really makes us electrical and fizzy and infectious and amazing? So this is going to be a great weekend for that. So this is the process on Friday, especially if you've been at work all day and then you get Friday night to start chilling out and preparing for the weekend that's yours, then use Friday, sometime on Friday, to scan your body to see what you've picked up throughout the week that isn't yours, that you don't need, that's going to make you foggy. Once you've done that Saturday, really, really connect. Take a walk if it helps you to connect more. But it's really about connecting with you rather than connecting with nature. And if being in nature helps you to do that, great. If you can just do that by doing something creative and fun, great. If you do that just by having a long soak-in bath with, you know, sea salt and candles and all the rest of it, then do that. But really it's connecting with something that you will allow yourself to see about yourself and about the truth of your journey and your desires. Sunday, awaken your passion. Don't be afraid to see it. You might have to face a Monday morning, but it's actually going to be a lot easier to face if that applies to you. It will be a lot easier to face if you awaken your passion and spend Sunday night dancing or singing or painting or, you know, doing something else really exciting. I see, you know, people who've got things hidden in corners, like, you know, somebody who's got an easel with a canvas on it, and they're just not wanting to take it out and get the paints up because they think they've got to have like a whole week to throw themselves into it. If that's your consciousness, see what it feels like to just play with that gift, just play with being creative, just for a day or an evening. See what that does to the rest of your so-called reality. You know, it might be enough to reawaken that passion in you so that you find ways to be innovative about finding the time to do it and to incorporate it into what you perceive as your current reality. So bring out those gifts. That came up earlier in the week. Get excited about whatever it is that you get really excited about, and be infectious. And I'm going to pick another one just quickly. Archangel Michael, just going to give me a message. This Archangel Michael deck is the card deck that I often use for Sundays to give us something to pray about. So, spend more time outdoors. So if you have been indoors a lot this week, I think that's quite straightforward, and that's always a message that, it's a message that often comes for a weekend at some point at the weekend. So thank you for motivating me to spend more time outdoors and for helping me relax and enjoy connecting with nature. That's it, basically. So it's not so much a prayer. Sometimes just being in nature can be a prayer, and we often forget that. So if that feels good for you, just, get out. If you don't really feel as if you want to make a trek anywhere, just find somewhere that's a green space. If you've got a garden, just sit out in the garden, put your feet on the earth if you can, if it's not too cold. And if none of those things work for you, at least open a window and breathe in deeply, re-oxygenate and reconnect somehow. And I can see someone painting pictures of beautiful flowers. They keep showing me this painter. Whoever this painter is, can you please do some painting and let me know about it, because you're hiding, aren't you? Hiding out there. And I'm seeing lots of really lovely flowers. They're almost a bit like this colour, just being painted, and some purple ones, and they look really lovely. Yeah, someone who's a big fan of Van Gogh and Monet. Interesting, because they're not very similar. Okay, anyway, that's it, and have a great weekend, everyone. Be back on Monday. Bye.